Now let's discuss the Surangama Sutra. Now it will talk about the mental formation or actions. So we've talked about form, sensations, perceptions, and now we'll talk about mental formation and consciousness, which are difficult to explain. So Sakyamuni Buddha says, Ananda, it is like a raging torrent where waves follow continuously one after another without overstepping their bounds. You should know the skandha of mental formations is likewise. Ananda, this flowing nature, does not arise from empty space, nor does it come from water itself. It is not the nature of water, yet it does not exist apart from space and water. Consider Ananda. If it arose from space, then the infinite space of the 10 directions would become an endless flood, drowning all worlds without exception. If it sprang from water itself, then this torrent would be something distinct from water. It would have substance and appearance as it is now. If it were the very nature of water, then when the water is calm and clear, it should no longer be considered water. If it were apart from both space and water, then since space has nothing outside it and water has no flow beyond itself, there could be no flowing nature at all. Thus you must realize this kind of mental formation or samskara is also illusory, neither dependent nor self-rising. So mental formations or volitions or actions, samskara, is empty. It's like even when humans have done so many things, it's the same as not have done anything. So many things have happened on earth is the same as none of those ever happened. Because in the whole universe, you're just a grain of sand, let alone the humans. So whatever humans have done is the same as nothing, right? Let's think about it. Sakyamuni Buddha used the ocean water, the waves, one after another. The wave in the front, the wave at the back, sequentially in order, one after another, without overlapping each other. That's what he says. Water is as such. And the formation of the waves, they are not the human nature. They do not come from the empty space. If the waves, the water comes from the sky or empty space, then the whole world would be water. Then everything would be ocean waves. If the nature of water is the waves, then when there are no waves, when the water is calm, there are no waves at all. It would be like mirror. So the water is not the nature of water, of the waves, or of the torrent, of the calm water. So it does not come from water, it does not come from empty space. That's what this piece means. So the same with the action and behavior of human beings. That's his analogy. But Grandmaster's analogy is simpler, would make you better understand. In the past, you raised fire by rubbing woods together. By rubbing the woods together, then the fire appears. So the fire does not come from the sky, does not come from the woods, because there is no fire in the woods. And the fire does not come from the empty space. It does not arise naturally or self-arising. So it's because of the rubbing of the woods. So it's not there's no causes and conditions. Some people think, yeah, of course there's cause and effect. Because of that cause, there's an effect. Okay, if you say that, so then you can rub it If there are two blocks of woods rubbing each other, you don't necessarily make the fire. Of course, there is the story behind this idiom to make fire by rubbing wood. But nowadays, is there anyone doing that? No need, no more. So if you live in the wilderness and you have no fire, what would you do? Then you need to kindle a flame. Can you do that? It's rather impossible. So I use this analogy to show that the fire does not come from the empty space, it does not come from the woods. Sakyamuni Buddha used the water, the waves, that the waves does not come from the sky, or the empty space does not come from water. And it's neither dependent arising nor self-arising. So neither comes from causes and conditions or nor not come from causes and conditions. So a human's actions and behavior, some are really not causes and conditions. There are many strange things happening in America, and they are not causes and conditions, and they are not naturally a self-arising other, like the madman who told me a news today, the news that someone called himself Jesus and killed a few people. Okay, why don't you speak? In news in America, a man somewhere killed a grandpa, grandma, and granddaughter, but not the grandma. And grandma said, she's Jesus. Because the mother is pure, so he did not kill the grandma. So any basis for such a behavior? That the mother is pure and he thinks he's Jesus. So is there any proof that he's Jesus? Any grounds why he called himself Jesus? Look at such a behavior. So what's stated in the Surangama Sutra, there are no causes and conditions. He just said that he is Jesus and his mother is pure but not his father. So the man is not pure and the woman is pure, and also the granddaughter. But the granddaughter is a woman too, it's a female. Oh, the mother. It's just so weird. But the granddaughter would become a mother, right, when she grows up. It's illogical, right? The same with water. Sometimes it's calm, like a mirror, and sometimes it's flowing slowly, and sometimes it's torrenting like waterfalls, sometimes like waves. It's ever-changing. So what is the nature of water? And what is the nature of fire? Do you know that fire? It's a children's song. It's a children's song about fire. It can cook rice, it can boil water, can do many things. But you know, fire can also burn your house or even the forest or burn the world, the whole thing in the raging fire. Burn it to ash, all. Burn it all to ash. So the characteristic of fire is also unfixed, and the characteristic of water is also unfixed, and nothing is fixed. That's why actions, mental formations and actions are also illusory and false. So forms, sensations, perceptions, actions, and consciousness. Our consciousness is the same. Just now we talk about the madman. What is his consciousness? form, sensations, mental formations, actions, and consciousness. Sakyamuni Buddha will also talk about consciousness. Consciousness is also empty. It's not fixed. Water is not fixed. Fire is not fixed. Consciousness is also not fixed. Form is not fixed. Sensation is not fixed. Perceptions or mental formations not fixed. Actions, consciousness, and all the five skandhas are not fixed. So we now talk about actions, mental formations, and Sakyamuni Buddha used water and I use fire to symbolize it. It's the same. Let's just talk about a human being. Are there two humans that are the same? No, not even one case. How come? So strange. They all have two eyes, two eyebrows, one nose, two ears, one mouth. But combined, every human is different. Is there any same one? Not even the twins. Yeah, twins. They seem alike, but actually, no, there are some differences. They look very alike, but they're still different. Why? Because of the five skandhas that are basically different. So the Surangama Sutra is talking about this and also talk about the 6 sense entries, the 18 realms, and many more. Actually, they're all the same. Primarily, Sakyamuni Buddha is talking that they're all illusory and false, different. So after talking so long about Surangama Sutra, primarily it says that although it is illusory and false, but they are phenomena manifested by the wondrous luminous true mind. They are not self-arising, do not arise naturally, and they're also not dependent arising, and they're also not arising from combination, but they're all manifestations of the wondrous luminous true mind. That's what he says. Wow, it's so late. What am I talking about?